Today I'm showing you exactly how to create dewy summer makeup that looks fresh, glowing and polished, and actually not oily. And here's the before and after. But before we start the makeup, let's create the wet look hair. It's actually very quick. I curl my hair first, then I apply gel just to create that glossy finish, sculpt the hair into place, and set everything with a hairspray. And now let's move on to the makeup. I'm using the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Concealer in Bird Shade. It has a matte finish, high coverage, and it looks almost white against my current skin tone, which makes it an excellent eye primer for this particular look. But why do I specifically want such a pale base? Because the color underneath affects how every product placed over it appears. Against my tan skin, this such light, neutral base just reduces some of the saturation and warmth of the brown pencil. As a result, the brown appears cooler, smokier, and slightly grayer. And now I'm taking the eye pencil in brown color. For this technique, I prefer a classic pencil in wooden package. So, with a slightly waxier texture, it gives us more working time and is generally easy to soften than a fast-setting gel or waterproof pencil. Begin by sketching the pencil along the upper lash line as though you were drawing eyeliner. And the line doesn't need to be perfectly straight or maybe even. No, just because we are going to blend it, leaving the center slightly more open, we are creating something similar to a halo effect, halo eye, but it isn't a traditional halo eye placement. I'm also pressing the pencil between the lashes to intensify the roots and prevent any visible gaps. And look at this rich brown. It's so beautiful. And don't rush. This is a flexible waxy texture, so we have plenty of time to work. It isn't like a fast-setting waterproof liner that stops moving almost as soon as you blink. So blend the edges with a small pencil brush or even with your fingertip, why not? So keep the deepest color closer to the lashes while softening every visible border around. If you need more intensity, you can pick up pigment directly from the tip of the pencil with the same small brush. Another option is just apply pencil to the back of your hand, and the warmth of your skin will soften the formula slightly. And then dip your brush into the pigment and slowly build the intensity again. This gives you much more control than applying another heavy layer of pencil directly to the eyelid. Now, to create more contrast, I am returning to the flat brush we used for the concealer. Using the cleaner side and the small amount of concealer left on it, I am reopening the center of the lid and sweeping away some of the brown haze. Next, take a cotton pad with a micellar water or a makeup removing wipe and just clean underneath the eyes and below the wings. Look at this eyeliner without eyeliner effect. It looks precise, but the technique itself is very simple. And if you accidentally remove too much, don't worry. You can always return with a pencil and rebuild the shape again. And once you are happy with the blending, lightly set the creamy pencil so that just stay in place. I'm not using traditional eyeshadows today. I'm simply pressing a small amount of powder from Hourglass and that's it. Just set it, apply it over the pencil to remove some of the thickness and prevent creases. That's it. The pencil has already given me exactly that color I want, so there is no need to introduce another eyeshadow shade. For mascara, I choose one of the slimmest mascara I want in my collection because I want long, clean, separated lashes, intense black directly at the roots of the lashes and fading into the rich brown pencil surrounding the eyes. Sounds good, right? Oh my god, look at those lashes. I love them. Now we can move on to the complexion, and this is where controlling the glow becomes especially important. I pump the foundation onto the back of my hand and load the brush evenly. Concentrate the main amount through the center of the face, around the nose, across the inner cheeks, and where the pores and the redness are usually more visible. Sometimes I actually apply it on the chin and through the center of the forehead. So you can see how the texture actually looks on the real skin. Next, I'm using the Dewy Backstage Rosy Glow Stick. On light skin, this shade creates a soft, warm flash. If your skin is very tanned, it may appear much more subtle. Honestly, I didn't love this blush the first time I tried it, but once I understood the formula and found the right placement, I couldn't stop using it. If you watch my previous tutorial, I used the same blush formula in a fresh cherry shade. So the eyes are the main focus on this makeup, so we need to be controlled with the blush. I wanted to support the smoky eye rather than compete with it. I'm also combining cool tone eyes with a warm blush. I know that can feel slightly tricky, but it looks beautiful when the intensity is balanced. This blush has a creamy, luminous texture. I wouldn't describe it as a sticky. It behaves like other cream products and settles after a little time. Cream blush and cream foundation work beautifully together because their textures just melt into one another, creating a much more seamless transition than separate powdery layers. Cream shaping sticks are very easy to control, but this formula is pigmented, so you don't need much. Using light tapping motions, follow the natural hollow underneath your cheekbone, approximately in line where your upper and lower teeth meet. And then blend the upper edge slightly into the blush. The two shades should transition into one another without leaving a visible line. I'm also adding a little contour to my temples because I naturally have a hollow in the area. And if you don't have a natural shadow there, skip this step. Trying to create a deep hollow where your bone structure doesn't naturally have one, it can look like a random dark spot in the real life. I'm defining the sides of the nose as well. The nose naturally has its own shadows. To save your time, I've already completed most of my brows using the brow pen, but I wanted a few more hair-like strokes at the front, which is usually the most difficult area. Hold the pen at approximately a 45-degree angle and barely touch the skin. See? There is nothing complicated about it when the pressure is light. And try holding the pen further back, closer to the end, rather than directly beside the tip. This gives your hand a wider range of movement and naturally reduce the pressure. Now let's create the lip combination. I'm using the NYX Professional Makeup Slim Lip Pencil in nude beige. Here's another small application tip. Turn your head slightly in the opposite direction from the side you're lining. For example, turn your head slightly to the left while lining the right side of your lips. Lay the pencil slightly flatter and use the side of the tip with a firm, steady pressure. Just honestly one of the most beautiful modern lipstick texture on the market. And if your natural lips are quite pigmented, pale shade like this can sometimes look flat or wash out the center of the lips. So a brown lip liner gives the pale lipstick more definition and structure. To connect everything, I'm taking the same blush shade we used on the cheeks and pressing a very small amount onto the inner part of the lips. Now the lip color belongs to the rest of the makeup. It ties the whole makeup together and creates an incredible full glossy effect. It almost looks like I've had lip injections, but I haven't. And the lips immediately appear fuller, and the way the gloss reflects the light makes the shine across the lips, skin. Our final step is setting the makeup. And this mist is extremely fine. It doesn't spit large droplets onto the skin that could disturb or even break apart the makeup, which is exactly what we need for this type of luminous finish. The secret to dewy summer makeup that looks glowy, not oily, is controlling the texture and intensity. We kept the eye makeup soft rather than graphic, applied the cream products in thin layers, concentrated the foundation where coverage was actually needed, and created radiance without adding a separate layer of highlighter. And the result looks fresh, polished, and luminous while still allowing the skin to look like real skin. If you found these professional makeup techniques helpful, please give the video a like and subscribe to my channel for more step-by-step tutorials. And let me know in the comments, do you prefer this new film angle or should I return to the previous one? You'll find the complete product list and all the exact shades in the description below. And if you recreate this look, please tag me. I would absolutely love to see your version. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!